Here in this charged climate, I'm sure you've heard about this. The last thing anybody needs is a question about whether or not ineligible voters are on our voter rolls. Well, that's what we found here in Arizona last week when a coding problem came to light with MVD records involving nearly 100,000 people. People who got Arizona licenses before proof of citizenship was required for licenses, so before 1996, and then got a replacement license after 2004 may not have proof of citizenship on the books. Now, without proof of citizenship, by law, you're only allowed to vote in federal races like president or Congress, not in state races like props or local leaders. Well, the Supreme Court ruled last week that all of those nearly 100,000 voters involved will get full ballots and also a special code marking them as being part of that group I just mentioned. And the man who discovered that flaw is here with us, County Recorder Stephen Richer. Good to see you, Stephen. Thanks for coming in. All right, so this had been happening for a long time. How did you discover it?
For 20 years.
Right.
Across 15 counties. But we came across evidence that showed definitively that one of our voters was not a United States citizen, and yet when we checked the citizenship records with the Motor Vehicle Division, they said they have documented proof of citizenship on file for this person. We said, well, that can't be because this person isn't a United States citizen. So what's going on here? So we aired the problem with the Attorney General, with the Governor, with the Secretary of State. They looked into it, and it's exactly as you said. But to really understand it, you have to back up, which is that in all 50 states, you must be a United States citizen to participate in this upcoming November general election. But in Arizona, you have to provide documented proof of citizenship. And for most people, exactly as you said, that is on file with the Motor Vehicle Division.
Because you had to have it to get a license after 1996.
After 1996.
Birth certificate
exactly.
or something, right?
Exactly, or passport.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's cut to the chase here, because we're talking about 100,000 people. But out of these 100,000 people, how many people do you think, Stephen, are getting these ballots and they shouldn't be?
So every single one of those people has been in the state since 1996, since before 1996. Every single one of those people attested under penalty of law that he or she is a United States citizen. So how many of those people are not United States citizens? I'm going to guess 100 or so.
Okay, so not enough. I mean, we have close elections, but very rarely do you have elections coming down to 100 people, right?
And we don't know that any of these people have voted. The one person that we uncovered as having not properly been on this list was not a United States citizen. He actually hadn't participated in any elections. So yes, it was problematic that he had been allowed to register and been allowed to register for a full ballot, but he himself had self-policed and hadn't participated in any elections.
So let's say we get to a point somewhere, and let's call it a statewide election. It's very unlikely. It comes down to 100 votes. So the Supreme Court rules that all these people are on some sort of a list.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen at that point? Are they going to go through and check all 100,000 people?
Well, so that's why it was important for the Secretary and I to tee this up, and that's why we want to put it in front of the court so that the courts could give us a definitive answer before the election. And what the court ruled is that basically it's too late, and it's not the fault of these voters because they weren't given an opportunity to provide their documented proof of citizenship, and it wasn't their error. And so these people are going to be given a full ballot. It will be counted as a full ballot, and so those will all be counted, and it doesn't matter if it's within 100 votes.
All right. We have a big deadline coming up, a week from today.
What
is that?
October 7th. You must be registered by October 7th if you want to participate in the November 5th general election. So please, please, please make sure to do that. We do not have same-day voter registration. If you register to vote on October 22nd, then you'll be able to vote in future elections, but not in this November 5th presidential election.
All right. Thank you very much for coming in, Stephen.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. All right. Rachel, back to you.